I was asked the question, can hypnotherapy help with weight loss? This person says, being bedbound most of the time, I'm finding it impossible to lose weight despite a really low carb diet for ages. Last week, I felt so delusioned and down. I bought a load of cake. I just feel fed up of trying so hard without results. I think keto would do it, but I struggle with getting my carbs lower at the moment. So when someone asks that kind of question, can hypnotherapy help with weight loss? Okay, let's have a look and see what research there is on this, because obviously I'm trained as a hypnotherapist. And there is research, according to a study in 2021, a review, it said that hypnosis may be safe and effective adjuvant treatment for assisting weight loss. Meta-analysis in 2018 also suggests that hypnosis is very effective for short-term weight loss, but researchers recognised that there was a need for research into the long-term effects. One of those sources was a trusted source, and it showed that regular hypnosis users reduced their calorie intake more significantly and lost more weight than those who did not use that technique. And certainly I've worked with people on that issue directly, but I've also worked with people who I've trained them and not specifically focused on that area, but because they were addressing other issues, it actually helped them address weight issues, and they learned self-hypnosis techniques. Okay, so it is something, if you want to explore, happy to chat to you further to see if it's something that you want to take further. So general points though to consider as well, there is this idea that we exercise for health, and obviously if you have ME/CFS, that is challenging to do, and you focus on nutrition for weight loss. I'm really not in favour of kind of yo-yo dieting, where people go extreme, they lose weight, but then they put it back on. And I think it's more important, and actually this is something I talk to people about when I work with them, is that we need to have an approach that is sustainable. Okay, so I really feel for you when you say, I felt disillusioned and down and bought a load of cake. I think it's important to avoid that famine and feast pan. And if we deprive ourselves of stuff we want, then there's a part of us that will rebel and binge on cake or whatever it is. Okay, when I had ME/CFS, actually I didn't really eat sweets, chocolate, cake, and actually when someone brought me some Cote d'Or chocolate with hazelnuts in it from Paris, from a trip to Paris, I hadn't eaten chocolate for about 10 years and I binged on it. I just couldn't stop eating it. She bought me 2 bars, and I actually was meeting a friend in the park, and I took 1 bar with me, and I said to this woman I met, eat some of this because I'm just binging on it. But I did kind of find balance, and I got to the point where I was just having 1 or 2 squares every night after dinner, and now I don't actually eat it that much. All right, so there is that expression, a bit of what we fancy may keep the doctor away. Or am I mixing my metaphors? Yeah, I think it's apples. Okay, but you get the point. I think it's important to avoid that extreme and then going to the other extreme. You've got to find that middle ground. And this person mentioned keto. There are keto treats that are a bit more healthy. So do some research on that. There are recipes online if someone can make them for you, or if you've got the energy to do that. And certainly that's something when I think, oh, actually I fancy something a bit sweet and tasty, I make some keto treats. I make these little chocolate balls with coconut. They're really delicious, and you can have 1 or 2 of them and feel satisfied. So someone in my group, Simon Garner, made some comments as well that I thought were really helpful, so I just will share them now. Okay, having chronic illness and losing weight is really hard. We need the energy to do things, and any deficit could mean we compromise what we're able to do. So you have to find foods that give you the most calorific bang for the buck. Find lower calorie foods that fill you up, satiate and give you energy. Lots of fresh food, fibre and protein. You'll only lose weight in a calorie deficit. So my advice would be Be aware of what you're eating. Healthy food can be nutritionally dense, but also high in calories. Simon mentions nuts, salmon, avocado. That said, ensure you eat foods you enjoy. If you love chocolate, then find room for small amounts in your diet. Cut it out and you'll crave it. So yeah, I agree with that. So listen to your body. If something disagrees with you, try cutting it out for a while before introducing it back. So that's, kind of fundamental principle of weight loss is, around how many calories we're inputting. And obviously, if you are able to exercise, you're using some of those calories. If you're not able to exercise, then, you're not using those calories. So that's something to consider, all right? As I say, I think it's really important to take a sustainable approach rather than a yo-yo